So, hello and welcome along to another edition of Isolation Interviews for Hospital Radio Reading and for my YouTube channel. And I'm super excited to be joined by another star from Neighbours, the fantastic Marley Williams. How are you, Marley?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. And I mean, there's a lot to talk about. And I mean, for you, where did the love of acting first come from? How did you know that that was what you wanted to do?
Ooh, okay. So, um, in 2021, like my one's a weird one because um, my sister, actually, my little sister, she's 12 now, but at the time she was 10. I think she wanted to do modeling. So, um, mom and dad got her a modeling agent, and she got this like ad for Toyota. That I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Anyway, she sends in a self-tape and it comes back and they go, oh, does she have a brother? And I mean, oh, like, yeah, she has a brother. So I was like, yeah, okay, all right. And they're like, oh, yeah, can her brother help her do the self-tape? Like, help her out, like, be, because there was a brother in the ad. So they're like, hey, get your brother and he can help you to actually do the self-tape. But yeah, so I was reluctant because I was like, I've never done anything like this. And then anyway, I sent in the self-tape and they were like, oh, yeah, okay. Can you and your brother come in for for an audition? And it's like, look, okay. I mean, I can, but like, and then when for the audition, and then I think it was like 4 days later that I was like on strong hold. Me and Charlotte were on strong hold for the ad. So, and then anyway, it was really funny because it's like we got flown out to Sydney for this ad from Melbourne. It's like the craziest, like it's like the biggest ad I've done. So I was like, and it's funny because it was like, people like, this is your first job? I was like, yeah. Okay, I had no idea about it. And I was like, Mom, this is really fun. Can I can I have an agent, please? And then it was like, oh, she's like, yeah, you can have an agent. And it wasn't that straightforward, obviously. It's like with more stuff to go through. But yeah, it worked out to come to this. I did a few more auditions and then eventually I got this audition. And yeah, got it.
So it was kind of a complete accident, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, had you ever had any inkling that that was, sort of acting was something you'd thought of, or was it completely sort of off the radar, completely something you hadn't even thought of?
Well, I mean, so my previous acting experience was I played Special Agent James in my year 6 production. So yeah, yeah, I played Special Agent James in my year 6 production. So it wasn't really on the radar.
And then,
Um,
and obviously, then how did Neighbours come about? Because that was, it's such a big show. And I mean, first of all, had you ever watched it before? I mean, I imagine you were aware of Neighbours, but had you ever seen it before? And how did you come to become involved with it?
uh, my agent just went, all right. So there's this audition for Neighbours. It's just like it was just like a general audition. Like I mean, in case they needed anyone ever. I feel like I don't really know because when I got the first script, it had nothing to do with like anything in the reboot. So it was just said, oh yeah, general audition. I was like, all right, and I did it, and yeah, and then got called back into the chemistries straight away. So
And
then
you must have felt quite lucky because obviously, being paired up with Riley, you guys are like, I imagine you're like best friends now. You play each other, brothers, but are you like best friends in real life?
basically, we um we Like, yeah, on set and off set, we're just pretty really good friends. So it's nice.
And then obviously you've got your mums played by Sarah West and Naomi, who are just fantastic. I mean, I mean, what was it like when you're first getting to know people who are going to play your family? That must be quite a weird thing to get used to.
Well, they make it really easy. It's kind of it's really like the same banter that you'd have with your regular family, and everything's just kind of normal. Like, of course, yeah, meeting with the chemistry audition was a bit awkward because it's just how it is normally, but everything after that, it's just great.
And I mean, to say, Neighbours being such a huge platform to be a part of for yourself, when you're, I mean, did you find it weird when you first sort of stepped foot onto set and kind of going round and meeting the other cast, or did you kind of find that quite easy? Was that quite sort of straightforward?
No, that wasn't easy. The thing is, like, I consider myself quite like an introverted person. So going into that environment where there's just so many people is just kind of crazy because there's just like so many people to remember their names and like so every you walk through the hallway and so many people saying hi to you. And I love it. It's like a community down there, but it was hard, it was quite hard to like immerse myself into.
And I imagine as well, getting obviously, the character of Dexter, he is quite, a quiet character. For you, did you kind of feel that you could connect quite well with him? Is there sort of elements of your true character that are a bit like Dext, or how did you find getting used to him as a character?
Um, look, like I don't really connect with Dex that strongly, sadly. But well, I do, but like not in his interests. I mean, you got the manga thing, which like I like it. I think it's like good for Dex. It fits Dex, but like, there's another thing that Marley um enjoys. But yeah, I need to like um read some manga or like watch some anime though, because like I feel like I just don't know because I haven't experienced it yet. Dex is one step ahead of me there.
And I mean, at the moment, we're obviously seeing on screen that the sort of the love triangle, as it were, between Nell,
Yeah.
JJ, and Dex. And I mean, we all know that Nell has fallen for JJ, but Dex is, head over heels. It must be great to work with your best friends on a daily basis, but to get to do storylines like that where you really get to kind of know what's going on, for the character, that must be such good fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And obviously on set with Asia and Riley is just always great. So yeah.
And I mean, it was for you. What would you love to see Dex, get up to in the future? Is there a sort of storyline you would love to see him explore?
Ooh. So I'd like to see him get involved in some kind of like hacking organization where he's like doing some like Robin Hood action there, like stealing from the rich, giving to the poor, And then he gets like caught by rodders and has to like, you know, get get out of the situation. I think that'd be pretty nice.
And I mean, the other thing we must also mention is in the storyline where JJ's found out who his father is in Felix. Would you love to find out more about where Dex comes from? I mean, obviously, we don't know a great deal about his sort of father or anything like that. Would you love to explore that as a storyline going forward?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, um, yeah, definitely. I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's gonna actually happen. I feel like it's an open door if they choose to go down that route. But I don't know if it will happen because there's always more drama to happen with Felix. So, you know, that um it's that space is already full of the dad thing. But I don't know. Um, with Felix seemingly exiting there, might be something in the future.
And I mean, the other great thing I'm loving is the fact that we're getting to see more of Dex, and he's sort of, having these heart to hearts with the likes of Byron and with Haz. I mean, you must love getting to work with people that you don't normally get to work with and have these quite sort of emotional scenes.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Like especially working with Xavier and Shiv, just so nice. It's always a blast, really.
Is there
Yeah,
anyone,
it's
I was going to say,
sorry, go.
is there anyone that you haven't really had chance to work with that you would love to do a bit with going forward?
Oh, who have I not really worked with who I'd love to do a bit with going forward? I'm trying to think because it's kind of like you kind of work with everyone in a way. But maybe like Dex gets a job at Lassiter's and has to work with like that crowd there. That'd be pretty cool. Like, Paul and Krista and them. Some drama in there, that area, I reckon.
Now, I mean, obviously the show's been sort of back up and running and filming for over a year now. I mean, can you believe that you've been on that show now for over a year? That must be a sort of a strange sort of thought to get your head around.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't feel like it's been over a year. Honestly, it feels like it's been like, I don't know, a couple months. But also, it's like, it feels like it's been over a year. This is- It's so busy. It's like, I feel I'm as tired, like, as over a year, but um, it feels like it's been so fun and it feels like a few months, if that makes sense.
That must be quite a strange thing to get your head around. Suddenly, people know who you are and they, want to talk to you. Did you find that quite strange to begin with, and did you get any sort of support in kind of getting used to that newfound fame?
Well, it's like some like it's kind of like being isolated from where that is. So it's kind of nice that, I'm in Australia and it's big in the UK and it's not as big in Australia. So that way it's not like I'm not like running into as many people, in public. Like there's still been people I've run into, but not not as many.
I mean, say the great thing with we obviously mentioned it earlier. The great thing with Dex is he's very protective and everything, but he's quite quiet. And I mean, one of the things that I think we've seen sort of in recent times is he has had that outburst where on the camping trip when um he felt like he was being ignored and not being listened to. Did you quite enjoy doing that, getting that kind of excuse to kind of have that outburst? That must have been quite good fun to film.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that was really fun actually. Going out there as well, just into the bush was like pretty great. But by the time that we were shooting the scene where that Texas outburst was in, it was like sunny and hot as well. So there was like I don't know if in the UK you have horseflies.
Yeah.
Yeah. there was horseflies everywhere. Like they kept on landing on me. And if you watch back that episode, you see me go like which like kind of I was like like brushing away the horseflies because they kept on like landing on me, and then I would stop and be like, "It's gonna bite me," and then they'd be like, "All right, going again." And Naomi was like, "Molly, just do the take." I was like, "There's flies everywhere. What do you want me to do?" But then I just was like, "All right," so brush it away. And like horseflies, like they helped me be angry in that one because I was genuinely annoyed at them.
I mean, the other great thing as well is you get to do quite a lot of sort of filming away because you got to go and film in a theme park as well, which must have been quite good fun.
Oh, yeah, great fun.
Did you actually get to
Great
do much
fun.
in the theme park, or was it quite?
No, couldn't even go like within 2 meters of the rides. No, look, it was. Oh, I watched your interview with Aisha, and I saw Aisha said something. Or Aisha said something about this. Like, there was a point where we were not so happy with the experience. Uh, yeah, it was. Firstly, it was cold. Secondly, it was like they brought like one camera, so everything took twice as long. And there was that roller coaster going like all the time. And there was also like I know there's like a OH&S day, like work health and safety or whatever. I don't know what it is. Um, WHS work health safety, yeah. And they had that day at Luna Park, like it was a Friday, I think. And so every single ride was like going, and it was so like we couldn't film anything. And I just remember like at lunchtime, we FaceTime Sara, and we were just like, this is not what we this is not as fun as we thought it would be. Oh, pretty sure Sara said something like, suck it up,
I mean,
which is good.
as I say, people are loving the Varga-Murphys. You must be so thrilled that you got to be part or getting to be part of such an amazing family. The first same-sex, couple who are regulars on the show, a multi sort of racial couple and family and a blended family. And so it must be so good to be a part of that and kind of make history, really.
Yeah, it's nice. Definitely. I mean, Sarah and Naomi are so great. Same with Riley. And just like being on the show and the new family as well is great. Just with everything.
Now, I just want to say it's been a pleasure talking to you. Obviously, people need to keep watching Neighbours. People are loving it at the moment. Here in the UK, people can watch it on Amazon Freevee. It's available Monday to Thursday from 7 a.m. Marley, it's been a pleasure. We will definitely get you back on. We're going to do something else soon. But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for giving up your time.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for having me.